Hello and welcome to the Daily Thunk. And today we're asking the question, is telepathy real? Telepathy is the ability to read someone else's thoughts. It's often used as a plot device in science fiction, and it's even mentioned in some religious texts. But does it really exist? Let's look at the evidence. Telepathy is an umbrella term for a variety of psychic phenomena, including clairvoyance, the ability to see into the future or past, telekinesis, the ability to move objects with one's mind, psychokinesis, the ability to affect matter with one's thoughts, and more. It's the stuff of science fiction, but telepathy, the ability to read another person's mind, exists in our imagination and in our nervous systems. The word telepathy comes from the Greek words tele, meaning far away, and pathos, meaning feeling. It was coined by Scottish novelist Sir Walter Scott when he described it as the sending of feelings from one mind directly to another. In fact, telepathy isn't limited only to feelings. It can include any thought that isn't spoken aloud or expressed via body language. There are many who believe that telepathy is either a hoax or just plain impossible, even if they've never tried it themselves. This automatic dismissal of telepathy as impossible seems like an easy enough mistake for anyone to make, and you've probably made it yourself at one point or another. But where did this idea that something so strange would be dismissed as false come from? In 2018, researchers published a study in the journal PLOS1, that's the Public Library of Science journal, found that zebrafish respond to their fellow fish's experiences of pain by displaying signs of distress themselves. Zebrafish are a species of small freshwater fish. They're commonly used in scientific research because they respond to their own experiences of pain by displaying signs of distress. In 2018, researchers found that zebrafish respond to their fellow fish's experiences of pain by displaying signs of distress themselves. This study found that two fish with different brains could communicate with each other more than their non-telepathic counterparts. The researchers behind that study suggest that humans might also have some form of psychic communication like this fish species. It's true that telepathy is a controversial topic, but I think it's important to note that this study was published in PLOS1, a peer-reviewed journal. In other words, the results were considered valid by experts in the field and then passed on for publication after going through a rigorous process. This study shows that fish can feel each other's pain and are able to react accordingly. There are some people who believe dogs have ESP of another kind. Well, if you're open-minded enough to consider telepathy among non-human animals possible, then why not extend your thinking further? What if humans also have psychic abilities like telepathy? And what if they do so at an unconscious level, like fish do? The only way to know if telepathy is real is to perform controlled studies that investigate whether it exists. Unfortunately, there haven't been enough of these experiments conducted over the years. As a result, we don't know if humans have this ability or not. However, there are some interesting theories out there that suggest our brains may be wired for such communication already. Have you ever had a telepathic experience yourself? Do you have your own theory to explain these phenomena? Do do please leave a comment below, and while you're there, we'd really love it if you could take a moment to leave us a like. We post short videos like this every weekday, so please consider subscribing so we can look forward to joining you again in our next video.